In Nigeria, the Electoral Commission has declared Bola Tinubu president-elect. He was the candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress Party. Tinubu won 8.8 million votes, but turnout was just 29%, with technical glitches undermining trust in the voting process. Now, the Labour Party, led by Peter Obi, who won just over 6 million votes, says it will mount a legal challenge against the result.
Holding the official result aloft to a jubilant crowd. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the declared winner of the Nigerian presidential election. The National Election Commission confirmed the final results after a highly disputed vote.
Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Thank you.
The man, known as the Godfather of Lagos, is a long-time political kingmaker. He led a campaign with the slogan, "It's my turn." Addressing his supporters after the result, he portrayed himself as a unifier.
We work together to put broken pieces together. We must work for the unity, happiness and harmony.
Not everyone is convinced. The opposition Labour Party plans to legally challenge Tinubu's win. The uncertainty is also shared by some on the streets.
I'm not in a position to give an advice to whoever is at the top, but in my own opinion, I think they should repeat the election. That's it.
I would say that it wasn't a free and fair process because it was obviously rigged in every state.
Becoming president has been a lifelong ambition for Tinubu, but he may have to wait for the courts to have their say.
Well, for more on this, let's bring in political analyst Dapo Oyewole. He has worked as an advisor to the Nigerian government and now specialises in African democracies as a fellow at the London School of Economics. He joins us now from there. Now, the opposition wants to legally challenge the result. Now, on what grounds?
Well, this is very normal in Nigerian elections. And we must remember this is the largest democratic experiment on the African continent. You have a country of over 200 million people. The registered voters were about 93 million people, which essentially is larger than the entire population of the United Kingdom. And of course, even though there was a low voter turnout, you have to understand that running an election in a country like Nigeria is a Herculean logistical task. Now, why the opposition parties or the contenders are challenging this particular result is based on some of the allegations that, one, there were incidents of intimidation, thuggery, ballot card snatching, and things of that nature. But I think the most fundamental one was the slowness of the Independent National Electoral Commission, which is the commission that superintends over elections, in transmitting the results from the police centers right onto the portal to be able to prove that nothing has happened in between. So that really is the point of contention. But at this point, given that Ahmed Bola Tinubu has been declared the winner, this will have to be settled in the courts of law.
So what do you reckon? How likely is it that a court will actually overturn this result for the faults that you have just described?
Well, it will have to take its due process, and this is very normal in Nigerian politics, in essence. But what we do expect is that in the meantime, the president-elect will go ahead and begin to start forming his government. The incumbent President Buhari, has already called and congratulated him. World leaders have begun to call and congratulate him, including the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So he will proceed to set up his government and, of course, prepare for the inauguration. And, of course, the contending parties have this period to be able to go to court, to be able to challenge. But the chances of it being overturned, of course, depends on the facts and the evidence they're able to bring to fore. But for now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president-elect of Nigeria, and he will get on with the business of preparing to govern.
So what will be the major problems that he's facing? What does he need to tackle?
Well, that's the thing about this role of the Nigerian president. It's a hotly contested position, but I assure you it is one of the most challenging jobs you could ever have. 200 million people, over 2,000 different ethnic groups, governing such a diverse polity with histories of ethnic and religious rivalry. It's no small challenge. But I think at the very top of the list for the incoming president, Bola Tinubu, will be tackling the economy. Nigeria is facing deep economic doldrums, and that is affecting the masses. Also is the issue of security, not just in terms of Boko Haram and the terrorists that have been challenging the sovereignty of the nation for a while, but also in terms of things like kidnapping and banditry. Then also is the issue of infrastructure and power, giving Nigerians the capacity, the enabling environment for them to be able to flourish. It is known across the world that Nigerians are very entrepreneurial, industrial people, but without the infrastructure and the electrical power supply that they need to flourish, they cannot do that. He has to do that. But I think at the very top of his list is unifying a very divided nation. This was a very unique election, because for the first time we had a major contender from the southeastern part of the country, which has been politically marginalized since the Biafran War. In this instance, you have many people who supported that competitor who may feel quite disenchanted and aggrieved. So the challenge before the president-elect is to reunite the nation, and he has already made utterances inviting his contenders to join in this joint event, this joint task of building a more united nation. And I think Nigeria can only move forward if you're able to address these challenges of the religious and the ethnic cleavages that continue to undermine its ability to become truly the giant of Africa as it should.
Political analyst Dapo Ewole, thank you very much for this analysis.
Thank you.